Hello and welcome to another episode on Football Talk Podcast. My name's Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Match concluded, Liverpool 2, Everton 0. And to be quite frank, I think we just about managed to get the win here. Not a match for the neutrals, as it wasn't really easy on the eye. But at this stage, I'm pleased that we kept a clean sheet and in the end got the 3 points. So today we'll discuss the key moments of the game and then I'll present my player ratings for Liverpool. Also, this is a call-in show, so if you'd like to come on and make an appearance and have your say, link is in the description, so feel free to join the stream whenever you can. The floor is yours, and I'll get people on the show after the player rating. So let's talk about the lineup first and foremost. I got my prediction wrong with regards to the midfield lineup, as it was a completely different personnel, but at the same time, it was a nice surprise, as it's the midfield that I've been wanting to see start together for quite a while, and that's involving the new summer signings, McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai, all starting this game. So it was an exciting prospect for Everton. In my opinion, it was a surprise not to see Danjuma start this game, as I feel like he would have been very effective for Everton. But the lineup is pretty much what we had expected in the preview. So first half, Liverpool could have conceded a goal in the opening minute as McAllister loses the ball, gives it away to McNeil, who whips in a cross from the left-hand side. Calvert-Lewin leaps in the air for a header, but his shot was comfortably saved by Alisson. And then moments later, great move by Liverpool as Gravenberch has a 1-2 with Szoboszlai, who flicks it over to Mo Salah, but he swipes his shot with no effort on goal for that moment there. 11th minute, Liverpool hit Everton on a quick counter-attack from an Everton corner. Szoboszlai goes through a charging run, finds Diaz on the left-hand side, who hits a shot with the left foot, but it was blocked by Ashley Young. In my opinion, for that move, I think Szoboszlai picked the wrong option. I think Salah was in a much better position on the right-hand side and had more space. So with that regard, you would expect Mo Salah to have a good first touch and then would have been through on goal. So in my opinion, wrong pass there for Szoboszlai. 16th minute, Liverpool hit Everton on another counter-attack. But this time it was Luis Diaz running down the wing. He tried to square it to Mo Salah, and there were other two players alongside him as well. But that pass, Diaz didn't really show any conviction whatsoever. So in the end, it was a great block by Onana, who had to cover some miles to stop that Liverpool attack. 23rd minute, big chance for Liverpool from a free kick just outside the box. I was actually hoping Szoboszlai was going to take that one, but it was Trent who took the shot, and it was blocked by the Everton wall. And then a few minutes later, Salah has a great effort from the right wing, but his effort goes over the bar. 33rd minute, McAllister hits a great strike from distance. Pickford spills it, but there's no Liverpool player around him, so he manages to get hold of the ball. And then this was the big talking point of the game around the 36th minute, and that was the red card. Ashley Young makes a challenge on Diaz from behind, gets a second. And look, for me, it was the right decision. Both of the yellow cards that was given to Ashley Young, they were both bookable offences. They weren't just if buts and maybe type of decisions. They were stonewall yellow cards. So with that regards, clear foul. And for me, it was the right decision. 39th minute, Trent Alexander-Arnold hits a sweet shot from distance, and it goes just over the bar. If that had gone in, that would have been a spectacular goal from the Liverpool player there. From Everton, around the 40th minute, McNeil has a shot from distance that gets deflected over the bar. And so Szoboszlai had a couple shots just before half-time. His first one goes wide, and then the second one was a nice dipping shot. At first glance, I actually thought it was going to dip in into the back of the net, but it went just over the bar. For me, a point that might not be highlighted or noticeable for some fans is around the 47th minute, last second, I should say, of the first half. Jota makes a run into the box and gets fouled in the box. Apparently, it was being checked by VAR, but nothing came of it. Now, why was this not reviewed? Why was the game not stopped for that challenge to be reviewed before the players departed the pitch? I bet the officials in the VAR office walked away from their desk for a cheeky lunch before the whistle was even blown. Absolute joke. We didn't even see the replays in the end. So it just seemed like it was just put under the rug as always. But overall, in terms of the first half, Liverpool were by far the better team, in my opinion. But for me, I have to be honest, it was very disappointing to see the number of counterattacks that we created and no fruition at all whatsoever. And to be fair, at that stage, I'm thinking, why have we not opened the score sheet? And with 10 men for Everton, you'd hope Liverpool would capitalize and take advantage of the situation. Second half begins, and no surprise, Sean Dyche makes a couple changes to change the shape of his team. So he brings on Patterson and Keane for Everton, as they'll be parking there. I call it jumbo jet. For me, it's not a bus, it's a jumbo jet to make sure they don't concede any goals and try to hold on for a point. Obviously, that never happened. 51st minute, Salah has a great shot towards goal by Osakowski, who made a crucial block, and he did that a number of times during the game. Gravenberch hits a follow-up, but that was blocked again. And then 52nd minute, penalty appeal as the ball hits Braith White on the arm. No penalty awarded. I think it was the right decision, just because of the manner of how the ball approached the player, where it was deflected off Konate and then it just hit his hand. So because of the distance, I don't think that would have been the right call to give a penalty for that one. And then subs were made. Beto came on for Calvert-Lewin, and Elliott and Nunes came on for Tsimikas and Gravenberch. 64th minute, another big talking point. Konate makes a challenge on Beto. Konate was on a yellow card. Could have easily been a second one. Now, bias aside, I don't think that was a yellow card challenge, just because of the manner of the tackle. There was hardly any contact. Yes, he stopped the player from making a charging run, but it was still within their own half. Whereas the challenges on Ashley Young on Diaz, they were closest. Well, the last one especially was on the byline. So, and they were tackles from behind. They were clean tackles in terms of like clean fouls, I should say, not in tackles. He swiped the legs of Diaz on 2 occasions. So, but look, we know how this season has panned out. It could have easily been given a yellow, and it wouldn't have been a surprise, especially as Liverpool fans. We've got accustomed to receiving poor decisions like that. And this season has shown us that anything can happen with these officials. So I have to say on record, we were very lucky not to get a second yellow for Konate there. And then the following minute, Jurgen Klopp wasn't wasting any time and decides to take off Konate for Matip. Smart substitution, as there's no point in risking Konate in that situation. If he was to make even a half foul going forward, he would have got booked and got sent off. So, yeah, right call from the manager there. 71st minute, Diaz gets fouled by Patterson in the box. Another penalty shout. I don't think it was a Stonewall penalty. Some fans may argue that, the Patterson didn't actually touch the ball. He got the player. But I think it was the manner of how Diaz went to ground. So because of that, it looked like more of a simulation rather than pure contact on the player. So with that said, I'd probably say it's the right call. 72nd minute, Diaz hits a cross and it hits Keane's hand. Now, I've been listening to the pundits afterwards and they try to make a case that, it's a soft one. But the way he sticks his hand out, it's not close to his body. He's purposely stretched it out to try and appear as big as possible, or just try to hook the ball away so it's not in the clear eye viewpoint from the referee. So for me, clear penalty. And I'm not sure at the time what the commentators were banging on about. It was clear as day. 74th minute, over to Mo Salah, who steps up and he smashes it into the top corner. Unstoppable. A lovely finish from the Egyptian king there. And at that point, I feel like Liverpool deserved to leave. They weren't, having a lot of shots on goal, but they were clearly the only team trying to make something happen. So in that regard, it was definitely deserved. And then Danjuma came on for Onana, and then Gomez was on for Luis Diaz. Gomez slots into the left-back position. 83rd minute, Jota has a flying header, or should I say flying, more of a flashing header on goal, straight at Pickford. 86th minute, Nunes goes an amazing run on the left-hand side from another counter-attack. Hits a low cross, but goes for a corner. But the way the cross was blocked, at one point it looked like it might have creeps into the back of the net, but it wasn't the case. It was a corner at the end. Elliott, for me, was a very positive player when he came off the bench. Has a fantastic shot on goal from distance. Pickford, now the commentator was saying, I think it was Ali McCoy saying it was a beautiful save. I feel like he got lucky. Like, he just had his hand there, and it looked like he didn't even look at the ball, and it just clipped probably his pinky finger and then went over the bar. It wasn't like a clean cut save. So yeah, he certainly got lucky with that one. 91st minute, Jota goes on a fantastic run again on the left-hand side, hits a hard shot with his left foot, hit the side net, unfortunately. Some may have said that he probably should have crossed it in, but I feel like the manner of how he drove into the box, it was a shot where you had to take it. It's not really one that you try and assist and find the player. It was a good position for him to take that shot. So I feel like if it'd gone in, we'd be saying, wow, what a goal. But I don't think it was something where there wasn't anyone in a clear-cut position. So I don't think that would have been the right call to pass anyone. And then 97th minute, Liverpool clinch it in the end. What a fantastic run by Nunes. Selfless play from him, who times his pass perfectly for Mo Salah. And a no chance for Pickford as he smashes it into the back of the net. So, look, let's be honest. It wasn't the best performance to anyone's imagination. But for me, considering that the boys have just returned from international duty, it was always going to be a sort of mixed match type of performance. The team didn't really play with any fluidity, and they were pretty much one dimension, one pace. But look, in the end, we got the win, which is the most important thing. I got my score prediction right. I predicted 2-0, and we're now top of the league until this afternoon. I guess the games have already started playing right now. So, but this was a must-win for me, for Liverpool, in order to keep climbing up the table. It's not about just staying number one right now. We need to start challenging those top areas as much as possible this season. So no, pleased with the win. Obviously, performance could be a lot better, but we'll take that all day long. Just got a few comments here. Got a comment here from Lookman. Thank you for your comment, Lookman. Hi, everyone. Big up. Hashtag Levy out. Okay. I wasn't expecting to see Levy out, considering how positive start it has been for Spurs, especially under the new manager. But I didn't know that was agenda, to be fair. But thank you for your comment anyway. Liverpool 12th man, big up Ozzie, you never walk alone. Let's take this stop on the Everton part of with 2-0, keep it moving 100%. I'll take that all day long. Take a minute and get a good drink or some water, mate. Yeah, I've got a bit of a dry cough this week, so yeah, it's just the weather in London right now. It's a bit mad, but yeah, thank you for your comment as always. So what I'll do, I will do my player ratings. If you're watching live, feel free to comment and let me know who you think had a good game, or give me your rating as I go through each player right now. So there you go. Let's share the graphic there. And then, yeah, let's start with Alisson. So, a game where he wasn't really kept busy, to be fair. The only thing that I could remember him not doing a good job was one of the crosses where I think he tried to catch it one-handed, missed it and dropped to the floor, but it was cleared away by the defender. So it wasn't anything that was putting the team in danger whatsoever. So no. Didn't have to do much. So I can't really give him a very high rank, unfortunately. So I'm going to give him a solid 7 for his performance. Tsimikas, disappointing, to say the least. I think the fan base is quite split in terms of their opinion of the player. I think he's fine as a player. I think he's a good, solid player. I know Robertson's out. At this stage, it's not confirmed. I think he will be out for a good few months. So that means there's an opportunity for him to stake a claim and play some regular football. I don't know if it was because it was a Merseyside derby or he realized that he's the main man now, that he's the only left back or recognized left back in the team. So maybe he felt that pressure going into the game. I'm not too sure. But he needs to shake that off. He's not a young kid. He's an experienced player. He's an international as well. So I think for the first half an hour, he looked really shaky. I think there was a point where he was on the verge of doing a throw-in, and then Klopp just came on game a little hard and was like, look, focus on your game. That's what we expect to see Klopp doing with youngster, not really Tsimikas. But I think in that situation, it was needed to just maybe calm him down, calm his nerves a little bit. He did get better after that, but I don't think he had the best of games, to be fair. But I'm hoping it's just one out of the way, and then he focuses and just, plays to his normal standard, one game at a time. Don't think too far ahead in terms of, oh, I'm going to be playing, for months and months because Robertson's out. You should thrive in this kind of opportunity when you're given. So I'm sorry, I have to give him a low rank. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 there. Van Dijk for me was not his best. He was average in my opinion. His passing wasn't the best, especially the long range passing. I feel like it wasn't as clean cut as we're used to seeing. Average performance, to be fair. I don't feel like he was dominated by the opposition. And to be fair, we didn't really see Calvert-Lewin challenging him, or even the wingers. They weren't really challenging him in that manner. So Everton did try to do some long balls in between the left back and Van Dijk to kind of, present uncertainty between the two players there. But it was nothing that confused the Liverpool backline, or nothing that they couldn't handle. So I have to give him a decent ranking. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Konate for me actually had a decent game. I was quite impressed with his mobility. There was a couple of times where I noticed that he covered Van Dijk. Not that Van Dijk was out of position, but just the manner in terms of how the play panned out. He made some good sort of clearances. Looked good on the ball as well. Didn't look like he was rushed when he had the ball. Very composed. Got his yellow card. Could have got a red card. Let's be brutally honest. Having said that, I still feel like he was probably one of the better defenders in the game. So I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Trent Alexander-Arnold, interesting game for him today. At times he was playing like an advanced 8 in like a almost like a 3-2-2-3 formation, the box formation that we used to play towards the latter stage of last season. So more as an advanced 8, so you end up seeing McAllister and Szoboszlai being the double pivot, but then sometimes he'd drop into the double pivot. So I feel like he had a decent game. I don't think he was as effective as I would have liked him to have been. Showed some good passing range, but did well after defensive as well. Didn't have a bad game in terms of that part of the game. It's something that's always, under the microscope with Trent, where if he makes one or two bad decisions, all hell breaks loose, that he's a terrible defender, blah, blah, blah. No, today he did a decent job. Wasn't really trying whatsoever. So I'm going to give him a strong ranking of 7 out of 10. So Szoboszlai, for me, actually, let's start with McAllister. So McAllister, I think the first half actually showed some good glimpses of his passing ability, made some great passes, especially from long distance. But at the same time, he gave the ball away far too many times, in my opinion, on too many occasions, both first half and second half. It was a very average performance, if I'm being honest. I know he had that performance where he got substituted at halftime after international break, but obviously it was a lot better today. But yeah, I don't know. People are going to make excuses for him to say, oh, it's not his natural position. It's something that we should not expect him to be like an 8 out of 10 all the time because it's not his natural role. But Argentina played him in that same role a few days ago. So it's clearly, a role that he's going to play going forward. Maybe that is the role that a lot of people see him being utilized in going forward. For Brighton, he didn't play as a lone number 6, but he did play in a double pivot. So it's not a role he's too disfamiliar with. He has played as a 6 before. So with that said, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for his ranking there. Just got a comment here from Liverpool 12 man. Van Dijk average 114 touches, 5 clearances, 2 tackles. 10 out of 15 aerial duels, 2 ground duels, 1 he was best defended to, in my opinion. Fair play. Your stats do back it up. For me, it was more of just an eye test thing where I felt like maybe I'm just used to seeing Van Dijk being a bit more assertive on the ball, which is probably why I've just given it a slightly lower ranking to Konate. But no, fair play in terms of his stats there. But his passing for me is what let him down. That's why I've given him a reduced ranking today. So let's move on to Gravenberch. Gravenberch, I was very, very impressed with in the first half. He looked so silky on the ball, made some good flashing passes on the pitch, especially in the final third. Used his body very well today. There was a couple of times where I remember Onana flattening him down, and Gravenberch is not a small guy; he's like 6'3", so he looked like a short guy in comparison to Onana. But other than that, he was very strong on the ball, made the right passes. His technique on the pass is so good, really quick on the ball, has a lot of fizz to the pass, and I like seeing that. He's a silky player. I think as time goes on, he'll be starting a lot more games. I feel like the combination that started today would be the first team combination when everyone's accustomed to the team, in my opinion. So no, very impressive how he played. I know he got substituted around the hour mark, but nevertheless, very, very pleased with his performance. And for me, he's only going to get better. So I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. So Boslai, what can I say about this guy? He's just he's unbelievable. Every game I don't think he's had a game where he's been like below a 7 or 8. Like, he's been spectacular in every game. Even in this game as well, like other games, he's played in numerous roles. He plays as a number 8 on the right-hand side, ended up being in a double pivot at one point, and then towards the latter stages of the game, ended up playing left wing as well. So he was everywhere. Passing-wise, I think he had a good game. That one moment that I mentioned earlier on, where I feel like he was making a charging run in the first half, Salah was in a better position. So those little small details, I feel like he needs to just improve on, just to see who's in the better position. The easier pass was to do it on the left-hand side of his shoulder because it was an easier angle. But I feel like he should have used his imagination and say, that guy's on my right-hand side. He's in a better position. Let me put it into him. So that will come as games go on, and then he gets familiarized with everyone's movement as well going forward. So, but no, that's just me critiquing him if I have to really say something. But otherwise, for me, he was fantastic in the game. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Up top, let's go for Diaz. I was quite disappointed with Diaz, to be brutally honest. First half, he was very ineffective. Gave the ball away quite a few times. Second half, he was a bit better, a bit more positive with a couple of runs. Some may argue that he probably should have got a penalty. I don't think that was a penalty with regards to his one-on-one duel with Patterson there. But I feel like maybe he's just come back from his national break. He's not fully fit, and kind of expected it. I did predict him to start this game. A lot of people thought Gakpo would have started this one just because I think he's returned to training from an injury, but it was too soon to play Gakpo in this game. So maybe we had no choice. We didn't have Curtis Jones available. So it would have been a difficult one. So maybe he wasn't fully fit. But regardless, I feel like he did all right. I feel like he could have been a bit more effective. His sort of decision-making in the final third, I feel like still needs to improve. I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. And I feel like that's quite low, but that's just how I see his performance today. Jota, for me, had a decent game. He showed good moments. Ghosted quite a bit during the game, but that can be Jota, especially when he plays in the more central role, because I feel like he's focusing more on being a presser of the team rather than trying to make things happen. That foul that happened just before halftime, I still want to see a replay on that one because I feel like it was a penalty, but I could be wrong. That was one of his positives today, was those runs that he was making into the box because he was causing havoc. The Everton centre-backs just didn't know how to stop him or actually analyze what kind of movement he's making because he's pressing them with runs as well as off the ball as well. So no, I feel like he had a solid game today. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And then you've got Mohamed Salah as well. Steps up for the penalty, scores the final goal at the end. Overall, I feel like he had a decent game. I feel like I was a bit disappointed with him in the first half, to be brutally honest. I feel like what's the left back called? Mikolenko. I feel like he got him too many tackles in. I feel like Salah wasn't smart with his runs. I feel like there were times where he was just making that predictable run where you get the ball and then you're just hitting it in front of you, and then the defender ends up getting the ball from you. I feel like he should have showed a bit more imagination, a bit more creativity with his skill, because I feel like he could have twisted him up far too many times and actually got around the defender. But second half, he got better. He was in more attacking positions, and obviously the goals was the cherry on top for him in terms of his performance. So hang on, why am I giving him? Sorry, I've given the wrong ranking to Szoboszlai there. He's got an 8 out of 10, not 6. So with regards to Salah, between Mo Salah and Szoboszlai for me. So I'm going to give Salah the edge because he's got 2 goals. So I'm giving him an 8.5, and he is my man of the match today. So just give him a star rating there. So yeah, so that's my first team player ratings. I'll also rate the subs as well. So let me just place them on the pitch. But let me know what you guys think in terms of the ratings here. Liverpool 12th man thought I might have been a bit harsh with Van Dijk, and he was by far the better defender in his opinion. So love to hear from you guys as well. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Have I been harsh with some players? Have I been generous? Love to hear from you guys. So what I'll do, I'll add the subs. So from what I remember, Simicast came off for Elliot. I will put these players in their correct positions as well. Gravenberch came on for Nunes. And then you have Diaz, who was substituted for, I think, Joe Gomez. And then it was a like for like with Konate and Matip. So let's place these guys on the team. Yeah, let's sort this one out. So Joe Gomez ended up playing left back. Why can I not change the formation? All right. Okay, for some reason, the website's playing up. I can't move these players, which is strange. But anyway, what we'll do, we'll just give the players the scoreline anyway. So with regards to Elliot, I actually thought he was really good. Very, very impactful in terms of his play, very positive. I feel like he was actually very unlucky not to start the game. I would have preferred, or I would have predicted Klopp to actually start again just because of the fact that he was in good form, had a big scoreline for England under 21s the other day, winning 9-1. I think he was involved in 3 of the goals as well. So definitely in high spirits. And I feel like he's been in great form so far this season. So yeah, I was a bit surprised on seeing him start. But nevertheless, he came on, definitely showed some neat touches. That shot as well would have been fantastic if he had scored that, but was unlucky as it was tipped over the bar. But no, I feel like he was very, very positive in this game. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And then you've got Matip. Matip came and pretty much added composure to the back line. He had that one moment where Beto, the striker, attacked the left-hand channel, and he pretty much cleaned him up there. Wasn't going to get around him whatsoever. And other than that, he kept it pretty much neat and tidy, which is what you want from a centre-back when they come off the bench. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And then Darwin Núñez, for me, was fantastic. Well, the assist was fantastic. I think overall, his cameo, he didn't really get involved that much, had 1 or 2 wayward passes. But it's his movement that I think caused chaos for Everton, because we ended up creating a lot more chances when he was on the pitch. So that's what he brings to the table, in my opinion. he might not get all the goals all the time, but he creates space for others, and which is what you want from your team players. So no, even the assist as well. Some strikers may have actually just taken that extra step and gone for a left-footed shot. He knew Salah was in a better position, and then the pass was perfectly weighted to Salah, and then he just smashed it into the back of the net. So I'm going to give him a 7.5. Just edging over Elliot in terms of his performance. I thought he had a good assist there. Joe Gomez, yeah, didn't really do much. I think obviously he came on, didn't really get attacked on that side of the pitch, which was good. Yeah, he didn't look comfortable on that left-hand side, did he? I know us Liverpool fans will say, oh, he made his debut against Arsenal playing a left back. But that was like when he was 18. That was like six years ago. So, yeah, times have changed. He's obviously developed in physique, so he's not as agile as he used to be. But yeah, I think he took a shot from distance as well on the left side, and it didn't even go target. It went to the other side of the pitch for a throw-in. So yeah, he's still trying to get his first goal in senior football, not even for Liverpool, in senior football in general. So he'll get there one day. But yeah, I think his performance didn't do anything great or didn't do anything bad. So it's just a solid 6, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my rating for the subs as well. So just got another comment here from Liverpool 12th man. I love that Elliot has accepted this role of getting minutes where he can as a super sub. That brings great energy. I like that fact as well, to be fair. I don't think he'd ever come knocking on Klopp's door to say that, oh, I should be in the team. I think he understands his position in the squad. I think he understands that he's in a privileged position playing for his boyhood club as well. So any minutes he gets to help the team, I think he's there for it. So no, he's been one of the most impactful players, I think, this season. There were question marks surrounding Elliot. I think there still is at some point, but I think last season people were like, oh, he's not a right winger because he doesn't offer that speed, especially in that first yard, or he doesn't have defensive awareness to be a number 8. But I feel like he could be a hybrid. He could play both of those positions. Which is what you want to see from a squad player. So I've been impressed. I've been impressed with his attitude, because that was something that was a question mark from some as well, that doesn't have the right attitude. So no, I'm pleased with him. I like the fact that he knows when he comes on, he can make an impact, and he will get minutes this year as well. We're in Europa League. We've got still in cup competitions as well, so he'll get his chance nonetheless. So yeah, fantastic start to Elliot's season so far. As there's no callers today, that's a wrap up for the show. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Next piece of content, I will be doing one on Monday. I might be doing a FC24 stream, so make sure to tune in for that. And Tuesday, I'll be doing a Premier League review as well for all the games that are underway right now, and then tomorrow's fixtures as well. So yeah, best thing to do is hit that notification bell, and you will be notified of when the content or when the show is going to take place. You can also follow me on social media at Ozzie FTP on Twitter, or you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok for all the latest updates. And yeah, we got the win in the end, so let's enjoy that. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. I'm off to watch the UFC after this, so take care, guys, and I hope to see you all very soon. Goodbye.